Hi everyone, you're watching Jana Effects, and in this video I'll make technical analysis for the coming week. We'll have a look at main pairs, important levels and possible entry points. Of course, if you are only interested in Bitcoin prediction, you can check at the end of this video. I have been sending my screenshots this week with a different program I've got, so which makes it much easier for me to do, and looks like it's worked out quite well. I'm doing it through my Telegram channel, which is Jana FX. You can find all the links in the description of this video, and I want to show you a little bit how it looks like and how to understand my screenshots. Obviously I am trading with the EA, and the screenshots obviously and the settings are for the EA, but if you don't use it, you also can just see the settings and apply manually if you would like to. So EA is only like $20 a month. I'm still keeping it very low. As agreed with the programmer, we're not increasing the price, and you see, like this week I'm using the quite small lot size, 0.04. We made about $170, so you're actually making back of the subscription of the EA and have also profit. But you see guys, I'm using quite small lot size on quite big account, which is over 10,000, well, it's $10,000 plus like about some 2,000 which already made a profit on, and so I'm trying to keep very low risk. So for example, you see this week was a bit messy, lots of jumps, ups and downs, and I'm trading also like different other pairs, crosses, and some of them having much bigger spreads, and they're more volatile. For example, like euro dollar and pound dollar this week were all profitable. But you see, like the other pairs, like I'm trading like Euro New Zealand, Euro Yen, you don't need to trade this kind of pairs, you see, and of course like on some of them I have had some losses which were all recovered, but my drawdown was not even 1%, so imagine how low it is, less than 1% drawdown, and I made about 1% this week also, so not huge, but if I would increase the lot size, obviously, if I would, let's say, even keep under 3% floating losses or something, and the result of 1% profit would have been, of course, more. So you understand. So it would be like maybe 3% or 4%, depends how big the lot size I could have put, comparing with how much money management and how much the drawdown I would prefer to take. So that's why at this moment, guys, because it is summertime and it's still part-time trading, I keep it quite low on the lot size and quite low on the risk and money management, okay? And that's why I'm trying, because I'm also sending it to you guys. If you are following exactly the same, I don't want you, to have big drawdowns. So once again, I want to say I consider small accounts which are under 10,000, like even like 1,000, 5,000 is quite small, and so if you are trading those ones, then I'd say keep lot size like the lowest as possible. Depends if you are the minimum lot size on your broker is 0.01, so I would say 0.02, because the lot is split, and we are closing half positions as usual, and the rest of the positions are run by trailing stop. And of course, if you are with reasonable size of the account, I would say like after up over 10,000 is reasonable size, so you can put a bigger lot size. Like I'm saying, for safer, I use at this moment only 0.04, but you saw me before, I was using quite high lot sizes. Like I'm saying again, depends proportionally on how much you are prepared to risk. The lot size could be increased. But another point is also with the stop losses, right? So I'm using the recovery system, but for example, again this week, I could have just closed all the positions, like taking all the losses which we had, and still would have been profitable. But I decided, for example, to keep some pairs recover, and they will recover afterwards. But you see the lot size, for example, from 0.04 grown to up to 0.20. So that's why I'm keeping the original lot size very low. So you see, but if I would have not gone in recovery, I would have not get such high lot size. So that's why, guys, you need to decide for yourself, because you see, I cannot suggest exactly, I'm showing you, I'm sending you screenshots with my entry points, with my settings, how I'm using it on my account, with my size. I know what to expect, and because you all have different accounts, I can't say that what kind of settings you need to apply. So that's why I'm like roughly telling you 0.02 for the small accounts, 0.04 for the big accounts, and the more bigger your account, so maybe like for each 10,000 you have add 0.02, right? So if it's like 0.04 on a 10, on 20, 0.08, because just want to be very safe. So like I'm saying, but it's up to you. So I want to show you guys, you see, that's how the my signals, let's say, not signals, but like I would say more like sharing my screenshots here. You see I'm sending you a screen of the actually where the levels are. You know, you can actually click on it and see a bit bigger picture, right? So and then you know like exactly the price, what the prices are here. But you see, after the, like we had this euro dollar, so after that you have this little other screen, that's the settings, right? And this one is actually tells you what the lot size. So that part, it shows that we're closing 0.02 after the market move like 111 points, which is usually my 100 points or 10 pips, but I'm adding a little bit of spread. And it just tells you like, okay, taking profit half, and then stop loss is that what shows also in 522 points, which is 52 pips, which like I'm saying, with the different situations, I'm changing them a little bit. And this is just also explaining that it's stop loss at 522, but moving to break even, so it would be slightly like plus a little bit of the pips, because sometimes when the market moves, it can get out like with a little loss. So that's why we have this a little bit of break even, adding a little bit of this instead of like zero. It's like very small, like few cents of profit it could be. And then it just explains to you, like you see, we'll be trailing 100 pips, 100 points or 10 pips trailing stop, and with steps of every time it moves 10 pips or 100 points, it moves the stop loss behind it. So that's how the trailing stop, right? And here's the, like for example, if you're trading with the EA, that's the recovery. And that's how I'm also using it for a bigger account. So if you don't use the EA, you don't need this recovery settings really. And you go like this. This is the next market offset, like the distances you saw from the levels, right? Which I'm using is 200 points. And here is actually tracking. If like again you are using just manually, you can see the entry points, exactly the pending orders, right? So the sell stop is 200 points from which price, and then you have buy stop, exactly 200 points from which price. Okay, so that's the shows you where actually exactly the prices where the orders will be on the screen. So that's how it looks like, guys. So of course if you're using the EA, then you need to check it out. The recovery, like I'm saying, if you want to use the recovery, you can decide for yourself. You can just like take the stop loss, because we're taking quite a lot of trades. But like again, I'm saying, if you are with the smaller accounts, use only one or two pairs. Usually, of course, I suggest the main pairs. It's euro dollar and pound dollar, because they're a little bit more predictable. They are not as volatile and have smaller spreads, so they're safer. And the other ones, it's up to you. The pairs like you see I'm having here, well, okay, gold this week, actually I didn't have many trades because it was so chaotic. For example, some of the trades didn't even were triggered, okay? It's because the market was moving so fast. And that's why I'm saying, you see guys, if you have smaller accounts, don't like trade like gold and other, like you see Euro Yen pair I have here, and Euro Australian, and well, this we have a gold again this week, and dollar Canadian worked out quite well. It's also one of the main pairs which you can use. Dollar Yen is alright, and you see I had also New Zealand dollar. I'm not always trading this kind of pairs, but pound yen is still alright, also worked out quite well this week. And see again here in New Zealand I had New Zealand yen. So those kind of pairs, because there you see I'm suggesting do not trade during the Asian session with my setups. I'm placing them during Asian session because it's not easy for me because wake up like very early in the morning, because I suggest to actually activate your orders or place your manually pending orders in the morning. So before the European London session opens, you need to see if they actually market around those levels which I drawn. So if they run away one another way, so you either need to cancel them or you need to adjust them, and that's why you really need to see what happened. And like I'm saying, for me it's impossible, that's why I'm taking this risk. And for example, with Australian dollar this week, I placed the order and during Asian session it jumped and got me into a bad trade. So Australian made me loss this week, which I decided to took after all, not to recover it fully. But if you followed like my suggestions and didn't like place your orders during Asian session, then you wouldn't get into the trade. So in a bad one, okay? And that's exactly with the, well, we see like Euro New Zealand and the other New Zealand yen pairs and like Australian, they can move like during like this Asian session and also Australian session, let's say. Then of course markets could be either very slow, so they can get you into a bad trade and then turn around. So that's why you need to be careful with those pairs. Like I'm saying, on the smaller accounts, I would suggest not to go for them, okay? So or go for very, very small lot sizes if you are not sure. So that's pretty much a little bit about, so you can see that's the results. I put you in dollars, guys. I didn't want to count how many pips, and I have here a result on, you can see FX Blue, which does actually give you idea. So that's the amount I made, and actually tells you pips here, but I think this is the total with the losing and profitable trade. So that's why I just wanted to show you. That's all how it worked out. You see I have no floatings. I decided to close, you know, very often I'm leaving the floatings. For example, if I would decided to continue with some recoveries like for Australian dollar, it could have just continued to float. But I decided to, you see, close it out everything and just start a new week with fresh, okay, small profit. But like I'm saying again, it's part-time trading and I don't want to push myself too much, okay? So because I'm having want to have a little bit rest this summer, and also it's my birthday coming soon, that's why I want to have just a little bit of the part-time trading at this moment. So you see, guys, like I'm saying once again, you can join the group. It's absolutely free, and if you find it's much easier to trade so many pairs if you prefer with the EA, then of course you can join. Just at this moment I would say don't join for Patreon because it's the end of the month. You can join at the beginning of next month, July, if you want a subscription. You don't need to worry about renewing it. Automatically it will be done through Patreon, but it's better, like I'm saying, first week, because they will charge you now and then they will charge you again at the beginning of the month if you will join, and you only have 2 weeks left of this month, July. If you would like to just try, you can get it through Fiverr, okay? On Fiverr you can take it for 1 month, 6 months, and for a year with the discounts, okay? So you can, for example, take for just 1 month to see how it works with the screenshots I'm sending. If it works for you and if you like it, then afterwards, like I'm saying, you can either subscribe through Patreon or with a bit of a discount through just get it for 6 months or for a year with a bit better price. So that's how it is, and let's start with the technical analysis. Like I'm saying, guys, now I'm going to give you the overall picture what I'm up to, but like I'm saying, I will be sending those screenshots once again, and then you will see and know what I'm doing. So euro dollar, it's a 4-hour chart time frame, so we stopped here, and as you can see, we're in a still downtrend channel, just as I was expecting, the continuation of the downtrend and bearish, because obviously we still have coronavirus problem, and when we do have something like that, the dollar usually gets stronger, as you know, historically. And also I presume the euro will continue the way down, because if you heard, there are floodings, and I feel really sorry for all the people who got in floods, lost their homes, some people lost their lives. It's a disaster, and it's been like in Germany, in Belgium, and it's really, really bad. So I would presume it's going to affect euro, and I'm expecting a possible continuation of the downtrend. And also you see, guys, that technically it's also looking as a continuation. So at this moment the only one thing is it stopped at 118 and creating here like a little channel. So of course let's go on the 1 hour chart. I mean, the possible from here, it's, you see, the last day on Friday it was just sitting in here and didn't want to break out and continue. There will be some news next week, so maybe market wants to wait for those news, and they would want to have a little bit of recovery, you know, to go higher through that. I don't know, possibly, but I will be looking to actually still with the opening of the market once again, if there will be no like gaps or jumps, ups and downs, I probably will be looking to place my sell pending order from this level, which is 1,800, like I'm saying, 1,800, and expecting possibly, you see, the little bit of danger, it could be stopped by this level because we had bottoms, but I'm expecting it like continue a little bit further, you see, and going to inside this channel, or maybe it will be even trying to break out. But first, of course, you see we have 400 and something points, and also it's about the same on the way up, so that's why the pair stopped kind of in the middle, and can possibly to have a little bit of recovery, but I'm still will be more towards continuing of going downtrend. So that's my first possible entry. Of course, if it will start to move away, then I will see once again where it will go, and then placing the next orders. Okay, so that's quite if euro dollar, pound dollar. Also was a bit of the battle this week, you see, but like I'm saying, it still had both the space, the trades were profitable, and I didn't go for the end of the weekly weight because it was, you see, it's like quite messy here. We have a pin, which is uncertainty, usually creates that pin. It's tried to, you know, like jump up and then come back and still continue the way down. So the point is, well, right now it's stopped again at 137, roughly 55, which we can see pound does like this, right? Moves from one to another and stops in the halves. It's broke out, and there are delta still spreading quite a lot in England, so I think these are the main fears, and will push pound more down. But on Monday they are still expecting taking out all restrictions. So as for that, I thought the market will be waiting for that moment and then have a jump. So, I mean, from here, I thought it will stay, and that's why my possible entry points would have been buy from, place pending orders, buy from here, and the pending order sell from that level, right? But you see, at the end of the week, it's actually decided to fail, so maybe the market already accepted that Monday will be opening, but still, I will not exclude that from here on Monday, it might have a jump back up based on this positive news, right? But it's like this positive news bringing also negative, because people worry that opening all the restrictions will bring to more cases. Okay, so that's why it could be very messy with pound, and it might go flat. I mean, it's been flat pretty much. We can see, right, between this 137.5 and 139. So it's a second week. The previous week was the same, and this week is been the same. So that's why I will not be excluding that possibly on Monday. Maybe it will give a pin, okay, so like opening of the Asian session, maybe it will give a pin, like go a little bit lower, then possibly will go come back, and with opening of like London, European London, I would not be surprised that it might have a jump. So I'm kind of like thinking to put possible a buy pending order from this level, but at this moment I don't want to do it because, like I'm saying, I want to see how the market will open at night, okay, and then from there I would see. And also, like I'm saying, it's a little bit risky because we are in a downtrend channel, technically completely in a downtrend channel, and I would expect you might have a jump up, but not too far. So I would technically, let's say, if it will jump from here, I would expect it to still stay inside this, like maybe it will jump to 138.50 again, and then from there will start to come down and continue the way down because of this still negativity with the COVID. But like, I don't know how strong, because you see, on one thing, the market can have this okay, we have a jump, and then because it is still bearish, then it could be like jump into the sales, and then it could have also maybe give a pin like this one or something else, and then like fall sharply. But it's very, you need to be very careful. Like I'm saying, you see, if gold had this problem, then it could be messy trades, bigger spreads, and it could be very quite dangerous. So we will see. But you see that pin, I will, that's why I think it might jump and cover that pin, maybe give another pin, will just come down, and then started to have a little bit more slowing down. I mean, there will be some also news, so quite possibly there is something else. I don't know, maybe it will be much stronger movement, but from here, that's what I'm saying, I'm going to wait for the opening of the market, and then we will see if I will be placing the order. But possibly, like I'm saying, my first expectation of the pound will have a jump. So if not, then I will see if it will continue the way down, or and then wherever it will stop, I will be looking at the next possible entries. So now going to Australian. So you see the Australian did a little bit of, where did I catch it? So that was this week. I had it somewhere, I think this little pin, like again, you see it's very small, and it probably was the bigger spread at night. So I placed that order, and it did got me, and then it was just pretty much flat, so that's why I couldn't get out. And then it was a very strong support. I thought it will not break it just yet. That's why I decided, okay, I'll close it, and that's it. I had enough. Except if I would leave it, it's probably this week it would have covered it, okay, and I would have come out with the profit. But like I'm saying, the drawdown would have gone a little bit bigger. Like I'm saying, this week it was less than 1%. It's nothing for $10,000. Less than 1% drawdown is absolutely nothing. Like I was telling you, I was seeing it's going down, but what I was still expecting a bit of a correction, right? That's why I decided to place a pending order. So you see, because it's kind of was looking like, okay, it was here, and I thought, okay, from here it might go slightly higher and create another top here, or maybe go in a little bit higher. So that was my expectation, but you see, it's not. It's just had a little bit jump, and then just decided to sit underneath the price, like what, 74.82. So at this moment, it's still looking like a bit more bearish, right? But it's still on that edge, okay, on that edge, and we still have that pin, and that's why I'm still kind of expecting it could be possible a bit of correction, right? But like I'm saying, technically, that's what it's technical picture. Technical picture, it needs to go for correction. That's why I would still look a little bit more into buying, because it's been going down for quite a while, didn't have a correction, right? It's not giving us another second top like we have here in a bigger channel, except yes, we do have here triple top, which kind of like tells us, yeah, we are bearish, like, right? It's a daily chart, and the weekly one we have here a very strong pattern, which kind of shows, yeah, so that's why quite possibly it might continue the way down, then have a little bit of pullback correction and continue. But I was still hoping it will stay in this area and have a little bit of maybe correction first and then continue. But yeah, it might still decide to continue the way down. I mean, I'm not going to go for any trades at this moment. I want to see, because like I'm saying, I would to see from here, it could have been a good position, like going for a little bit of buy, you see, and again going higher, maybe breaking the tops this time and going even further. But it's not very clear for me at this moment, so that's why maybe I'll just see for any other clues. Let's see, just like you see, it might create in one bottom, maybe it will have another one, and it would be like a bit of a double bottom once again, right? So that's why I'm just going to wait. I mean, it's very bearish, but we have the one and another, and still more looking, if you like, you see, I'm connecting the smaller channel. I still have this possible, it could go for a bit of correction, right? So you see, it might go a little bit further down, and still, and afterwards we decided to have a bit of a correction. So that's why I'm just going to wait for now and see what is going to be giving me, okay, for the next possibility. So let's just wait a little bit with this. Dollar Canadian also went exactly as I was expecting. uptrend, it's bullish, it's just a bit short, right, from here. So had some also good trades, and right now it's still an uptrend channel, right? You see the 4-hour chart, we still have the tops are high, bottoms are high. So it's a little bit started to slow down, right? Well, I mean at this moment, so it could possibly be double top, right? So it could be double top, and so it might go a bit down again for correction. And but at the same time it did not quite finish going up. So you see, that's why I'm expecting a little bit of from here might go a little bit down for a bit of a correction, and then resume and continue the way up. At the same time, if it's a double top, then it could also go here, just a little bit of correction, and continue down here. So I am not looking into placing the orders right from here. So because, like, for example, I could place my sell pending order with the distance, you see, but it could be stopped by this level. Okay, so that's why I think I'm going to wait for, again, opening of the market, and if pair will go down to this level, right, and started to a little bit slow down here, then I probably will be looking to place my buy and sell pending orders, depends, well, I mean, maybe low it would stay, and then expected, so wherever from here it will probably go and try to break these tops. You see, it would be about 30 pips, and I would expect it possibly continue. And at the same time, if it's decided to go for double top, then I would expect it possibly like have at least somewhere down here below the bottom, right, or maybe even further down, who knows, right? So because, well, obviously it could be a correction, okay, and then we will see wherever it will stop from there and what it will give us, and possibly it will continue the way up, right? So quite possibly could be something like that. At this moment oil is also actually dropping, so that's why this could be a full double top creation. That's why you see, I mean, it's quite possible from here to place also a pending order buy and expect it to continue the way up. So, but again, I want to see the opening of the market. So when it opens, if it will have any gaps and how quiet it will be. And again, you see, guys, during the Asian session, it's better not to. So for example, during the Asian session, it might like stay here or have a bit of a correction, stays above this level, then that's what I'm saying. So this level, placing orders both directions. From here, if it will stay in here, we will see once again, maybe like you see, it will go like this and give us the bullish flag, or maybe it will just start to go down and you know, like looking like a possible continuing the way down. So that's why it's better to see what happens during the Asian session with the opening of the market, because dollar Canadian also is good to trade during American session, right? So we will see, not even European session, but sometimes the movements happen also at European session, so we will see. So that's my thoughts on it. At this moment, dollar yen, well, dollar yen, let's do the 4-hour chart, right? So we were here, and remember I was telling you that for dollar yen I'm waiting for a next top and the bottom, and we do have, you see, it's created the top, and so I could connect. Well, except here when I was coming back, I had a small buy again. You see, that's why it was. It didn't continue. I thought, okay, maybe it came back here, maybe it would have continued even higher and give us stop somewhere even higher. But it stopped a little bit early and then turned around. But anyway, still was a trade, and that's why you see in the trades I always close half positions at about 10 pips or 100 points. It depends on the situation. You see, guys, sometimes I can put like 200 points. But when we have like this uncertainty a bit, I'm reducing it, but usually it's no less than 10 pips or 10 points, well, plus with a little bit of spread I put it, okay? So you see, it gave us the stop, so I could connect it and decided, okay, let's see if it goes into the downtrend. But look, it's created the second bottom higher than the previous one, right? It didn't go further down, where it would have been a little bit more towards the downtrend, you see, and it's come back and give us another bottom again underneath. So it kind of goes into a triangle. As you can see, that's how the triangle is creating. So you see, if it was started to go in downtrend, then it would have been like a proper downtrend, right? And then started to, in this downtrend, to create another bottom, it's triangle. So that's why my entry points would be, I don't want to jump into the trade. I want to see it sit around this area, guys. You see, not exactly like as narrow as possible, but I would think on the smaller time frame. So like again, dollar does look like getting stronger, but with dollar yen it's a little bit ups and downs, right? So from here you see it might create a double top, right, to go a bit here, then it might go down and then just sit here. So I would be looking, if it will get in here, I would be looking to place the orders here. To be honest, of course, if it will just stay above, I would be more a little bit towards that it will continue the way up, right? But you never know, because that's how the technically would be looking, okay? But we do have two tops and two bottoms, and that means the third could be the crucial. So for example, from here it might drop down to this bottom and actually try to break it and continue the way down. You see, that's also another possibility. So that's why it's really hard to, like, 100% predict where it's going to go up or down. At this moment, it does look like it's creating us a downtrend, looking a bit bearish, right? But at the same time, you see it gets into here, which means uncertainty, because it doesn't know where it wants to go next. It does look like we are going in bearish, but at the same time, okay, look, I have been stopped a little bit higher than the previous bottom. And what we do have on the daily chart is also quite not clear. I mean, it might be double bottom, something like this. At the same time, we broke this level. You see, came back, had a pullback, and maybe we will continue the way down, so giving us a bigger double top. So, but like I'm saying, you see the whole situation right now, it could go anyway. So that's why I'm just going to wait and see where it will go. You see, from here, if it goes in there, you see, if placing the orders, it might be stopped by this level. And so that's what I'm saying. That's why I wouldn't want to place my orders right here. And from here, if it stops, it's too close. That's why I would rather see it to go into here. Of course, if from here it will jump down, I will see. Maybe it will give us a pin and slow down here. Or maybe it will go down and give us a little bit of the bearish flag instead. And then I will be looking probably trying for it to, like, turning around and go down. So that's why I'm going to wait and see where it's going to have a little bit more of the consolidation. Pound yen also was quite messy, right? So, but we still had quite a good profitable trades. Once again, the one was a small one when I was placing the orders buy, but then you see it turned around, had another order sell where it was much better trade after all. And you see how messy it was. It's like it gave us kind of like looking head and shoulders and jumped down and jumped up again and down, up. So mess. Stopped right now at 151.50, roughly the previous one of the bottoms. So you see, not this bottom, which I think is also quite possibly it can have a jump from the this Monday opening, right? And like then I would be able to, let's say, connect and put it a little bit in the uptrend correction, right? It's not finished in here where I was expecting. That's why I was looking at placing the buy orders. I thought, okay, maybe it will finally continue and finish the correction inside this downtrend channel, which it didn't. But with the opening of the market, I will not exclude that it might do so here. That's why we will see. If no jumps ups and downs, then I will be looking at this area, maybe sitting a little bit. Even you see I have a small trend channel inside there, but still, if for example it will sit in here before like European or some London openings, still could be quite good move up to, like I'm saying, if it's not going to be strong, you see, but still about 70 pips, maybe even halfway, 40, something around here, but need to wait. So yeah, but if it will fall, then we will see where it will go, and then we'll be looking at next opportunities, right? So, but the first one will be looking here, and still a possible expectation of jump up. Euro pound is expected, didn't have much movements, but finally got to this bottom. I still decided not to go into the trades because obviously you see it's all the same up down. Here, if the pound will have a jump up, euro pound will fall, maybe to this level. Depends how strong it will be, maybe further down, and at the same time it will just continue the way down. Euro might go a little bit higher, but like I'm saying, it does look like it's a bit of a flat situation at this moment because there is nothing strong for either, and both in trouble. Euro like in trouble with also with all of these floods happen. So you see, that's why I think I'm just like not going to do anything until there is something. I mean, okay, there will be some news for both, and it just I don't feel like I want to go into the trades with euro pound. So it's not very big movements. I mean, it's still not bad. Like I was telling you, from here it was possible to place the orders because I was telling you if from here it will drop to this level, then it could be a possibility, and it was. You see, it was about 60 pips movement, I think. Yeah, but you see how dramatically it dropped down and then jumped up. It's not very nice. I think it just like stay away. And here with gold, well guys, you see, that's I decided not to go for anymore. I had a few trades, like I'm saying, one trade was very small, like closed at break even with a very little profit. Look at these jumps, you see, that's the week, and is expected, like I was telling you, it did look like it will go down. You see, it's jumped down, and then it's sharply jumped up, and then again was here also ups and down jumps. I had trades here, and they didn't work out. Then I had to jump manually in with the EA instant buy, and then it's like I just jumped up again and then jumped down. So it was, and I felt okay, I would rather wait because the spreads were huge and it was so chaotic that even like some trades didn't even trigger, except you see it's broke that level, because you see all of this was happening around this 1812, so around the 1800 in this area, and finally it's actually broke. But you see now it's coming back again. Didn't go too far, except really nicely inside the trend channel, so it still touched it and then came back down. So like I'm saying, at this moment I'm still kind of mixed now. I mean, of course it's accumulated here. I still was seeing it more going down, which collected some stops in here, but there is still a lot of stops here. But you see, it's also collected all the other stops on this side who were selling from here. So lots of people were buying, lots of people were selling. That's why it was absolute mess. So it was like a nightmare in here, and the previous week and this week, and finally they pushed it. And now I presume still I would more to see going down, because lots of here to collect. We have a pin, we have another pin on a bigger time frame, so I would see it more going down, but it might not go down too much. There are still fears with the COVID, you see, but dollar getting stronger. So again, it could be who knows what, but I will see. Maybe I will go for some trades. Maybe I'll reduce the lot size, and then we will see. Look, on the daily time frame, it kind of does look like a turning point, right? So I have a lot of here levels, so don't be scared. So what I have here is, you see, it's kind of creating maybe a top, right? So it does look like a bit of the top with all the candles. So it does look like we are below, right? So that's why it quite easily can started to go down. But we have here also, we had a bottom and another bottom and this top. So that's a bigger possible uptrend channel. And of course, this is a smaller uptrend channel, and that small uptrend channel didn't have any correction yet, right? So that's why it's inside here, and that's why, yes, it might continue still again in here, but at this moment it's still more looking like we need to go for another correction, right, of this uptrend move and creation of another bottom. And where is that bottom is going to be? So I presume from here, you see, it might still go down and like 1,800 and even below. But if, for example, it stays possibly on top of this downtrend channel, then I would probably consider that from here it might start to turn around again and continue in this big uptrend channel. So you see, from here maybe it will go for this little bit correction and then turn around. So possibly if it will give us a little bit like looking like a bullish flag, then I would be like more towards it should continue the way up. So, but if it will sharply, let's say this week moves down inside like 1772 inside this downtrend channel again, and then here it might sit, it still will be inside the uptrend channel, you see, and inside downtrend. So in here it could be again a little bit of mess, but that's the area where it could possibly, I would be more like thinking it should probably continue the way down. But I would be probably looking again, placing the both orders from here, pending orders buy, and from here pending orders sell. So you see, because this could be the area. So that's why I'm looking at two possible areas. So going in here, or like, I don't know, maybe going something and maybe stuck in a little bit in this area. But anyway, I'm still looking right now at another possible bottom. So you see, that's why it's so much mess with gold, because it does look like a bit bearish, but was trying to break out and trying to go, but because of the COVID situation, it still can pick up. So to be honest, guys, you see, still with the possibilities of like trying to get into this, okay, trying to maybe risk it. Let's see what is going to be with this, right? If it's like I'm saying, you see, it's the same level. We've been here so many times. You see, that's where we jump here, jump this, try to broke, jump down and back again. So let's see if it will start to sit like maybe in this area. I wouldn't say like exactly like this, maybe more flat, or maybe giving a bearish flag. So then I probably will be looking to place sell pending order from this level. So if they open the market, will give me such an opportunity. If it will just like go and, well, I don't know, maybe it already looks like a bit of a double, no, it's not exactly double bottom, but it creates the pins, yeah, more flat, then I probably will be placing both orders, pending order buy probably just here, maybe we will see a little bit lower, and expecting maybe it will continue the way up, and at the same time sell order if it will continue the way down. So you see, guys, that's how I kind of like more looking into either more like a channel and flat, or looking like a bearish flag. So that's kind of possibilities. If it will just break with the open of the market, so then I will see again if it will stop somewhere in the middle, and again give me whatever type of the channel, flat or a little bit bearish. So if it will break and go is like this bearish, so then I will be looking more possibly from here, maybe looking at placing the buy order, and if it's is a flag, also pending sell as a continuation of the way down. So that's my plan with gold. That's pretty much it with the main pairs. Now let's see oil. So as expected, right, last week I told you it did look like this where we were, and I was telling you it does look like diamond pattern, right? We had top, we had bottoms, I could connect them, and here we go. You see, guys, here's your another top, so exactly as a pattern. So yes, it's created also a pin in here, so might try to go back up. So like next possible entry point, if it will jump, for example, into this area, this is where it could be. So as a diamond pattern, it will continue the way down. If it's not like a foolish one, again, like I call it fish, then it might break this area and actually continue the way up. So you see, there are two channels where the pair can continue either downtrend or come back and turn around. So of course at this moment technically looking more like a downtrend channel, but you see stopping at the same area, okay? That it did not go further, like it didn't go down here. It's only gave us a pin, which kind of shows like, okay, yes, I did touch it, but rejected it, jumped up, but still showing that it probably would want to come back and fill it in, okay? So that's why, guys, I wouldn't probably, it's a little bit too close if, like, for example, doing sell from here, it's just a little bit close. Again, it might just go and stop and start to sit around here, but of course it might try to break out and continue the way up. But because it went down just a little bit, then of course I would wait for a little bit of correction. So let's say my entry points would be, so if it jumps back in, here is the first entry point. If from here it will just sit underneath this level, given a bearish flag, so then of course I would, you know, like depends, like something like that. Then I would be more looking like, you see, creating, placing a sell from this, like not in here, but more in here. And but if it goes and goes and goes and goes in here somewhere, so and slow it down, then I would look for also placing orders both directions. Again, from here it might still break up, and from here it might still break down, and who knows, go down here. Maybe it will go flat, right? You don't know. Maybe it will just sit in the flat area, but I mean, that's my possible entry points, how I would be looking. And of course, if it will continue the way down, to see if it's going to stop here and started to consolidate, because that would be also a good possible entry point with a small channel, because you see you have here 2,000 points, and here also nearly 3,000, roughly 2,000, so that's why it might stop slightly high, slightly low, but that could be next possible entry point. So that's pretty much how my working plan would have been with oil. And now Bitcoin. So guys, so you can see with Bitcoin, I have been all these weeks like pretty much 100% correct where it's going. So I was telling you, and possible entry points, and that's exactly what happened this week again. So we were here, and I told you that this would be your possible entry point, not exactly like very close, but somewhere look at in the middle. You see, first of course it needed to sit in here a little bit, so that's why I said to you it might sit in here, give you some pins. That's your pins, that's your little bit of confirmation, not huge pins, small ones. And you see, and it's turned around, so you could place your sell order here, or even try to place sell order from here, like let's say it goes down here, you see if it's not breaking, closing half positions, place your like stop somewhere in safe, break even zero, and then see for the rest of it to continue, or and then top up in here if it starts to break out, or who knows if it would want to turn around. So you see it's continued the way down as expected inside the channel, and broke the previous bottom, just as I was telling you. That's what I expect, and that's what happened. Now it started to sit here. Of course it's a little downtrend channel, giving a little bit pin, so yeah, it does look like it might have again a bit of go back correction inside this channel, and at the same time it can start it to break out and continue to go down. So well, technically my entry points would have been, again guys, so here for example I could well, using this level even place the orders from here, but let's say just a little bit down. So like let's say sell pending order would have been somewhere around here, and this one, because it moves like a little bit not flat, then I would have just used the levels as you buy one. So and so basically it could have been something like this. You see guys, placing it like that, because it might go something like this, and then started to go for a little bit of recovery for correction inside there, but also with the distance somewhere a little bit higher. So that's how I would been looking at possible entry points. Yeah, like for example right now I would have placed it, and like I'm saying now guys, if it will go inside this channel, so you see where it's going to go, it might stop by this level, maybe go a little bit higher, so then you would be next possible entry points, of course, if it will go somewhere around this area, right? So if it will go here and started to slow down, and you'll see again this could be placing pending orders from this level slightly higher, and then who knows, it might started to break up, the taking this top, like turning around, right? So quite possibly could be, and technically it's looking like for a bit of a, needs to go for a little bit of a correction, right? And at the same time, if it will go and finish its correction here, then quite possibly you can from here another sell order, and then it will continue like way down, right? So and continue going down and down. So that's the second option. Then further next one again, and if it will continue the way down, to be honest guys, here you see if it will continue the way down, it's probably going to get this bottom and this bottom. I mean, yes, I will not be excluding that quite possibly could be reaction of the market, try to jump back up again, and let's say it might jump back up to see where it jumped, and then to see what's next, where it's going to stop and consolidate. But I presume if it breaks this area, but I'm saying again, it could be again pin, it could be false, but right now it's so many here pins, and these pins I would not be excluding the position that it will break sharply and have a big move down. Okay, move big down. I still see a bit more, like I'm saying, I still have a gap here. It's like in Forex, then I would see it's more continuing closing that gap. So I'm not sure like if it is real gap or not real gap, but probably to the 20. But I personally probably from the 20 I probably would be looking already to like really buy, but they might not push it that far, just to like because a lot of people might want to go there, but they might stop somewhere, a bit higher, even like you see if there is a gap, like jump down, close that gap, and then turn around it sharply, and not go right all the way down. But this moment is still, for me, looks quite bearish, except like I'm saying, yes, we have been going down, and then technically it needs a little bit of correction. You see, technically a small correction would be number one. Yeah, from here go for a bit of correction, then from here continue the way down and maybe trying to smash it, then again correction, and then slowly, or sharp, because it's Bitcoin, it could go sharp just like you see in gold, they do these things without any corrections, they can do so. But that's kind of how I worked out with Bitcoin at this moment. Like I'm saying, there are still no news, but who knows, anything can happen. So that's why quite possible placing the orders both directions just in case there is something else going on. But that's the technical picture, how I worked out around it. That's how I would do it, right? So starting with this area, expecting possible correction, and next one, if not going down, it might start sit here, might not jump down, might just start sit here, and again go for some correction and then go back and then smashing it, or again, like this would be next for either go for correction or actually smashing this level and then going further down. So that's it. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. Of course, don't forget to subscribe, like, and I see you in my next video. Happy trading, everyone. Bye.